interacts with his environment, which is science, because anything that we utilize in a ritual connects to his environment, right? How one engages with his environment is something that we may look into. It could be something that could be explored by the science teacher. How does man treat his environment in connection with his ceremonies and rituals? This is where you see the interdisciplinary aspect of what? The study of culture. And art, in this case, becomes a tool and becomes the channel. It becomes the seed, if one of you may want to use that. And it is everywhere because it is a way of life. And such is depicted in a simple picture. What about math? Possibly, right? It's very interesting to note. Could a simple artwork such as this generate insights in the study of math? What do you think? Mathematical concepts, could they be explored through art, through a single picture? Science is done, culture, language, what else? Okay? This is something, okay. Can we move to the next slide? What can one artwork do? How much it can generate? And what skill set can we connect to one artwork? Okay? I think we need to skip the activity because I'm given only an hour. Okay? Alright, here's a story. What is this story? This was drawn by an artist who wanted to help me with my production thesis years ago when I was in college. It was through his works that I learned about traditional attires in Benguet. It was through his art that I also understood ritual paraphernalia and to some extent the life ways of a people. It was through his illustration. The artist had drawn this with keen details. We call this pen and ink. The medium used here is pen and ink. Right? Pag sinabi natin pen and ink, of course we know. There's a difference between drawing and painting. It's always classified according to medium. Painting uses acrylic. It could be watercolor. But when we say it's drawing, you can use pencil, we can use pastel, and we can use pen and ink. So in this case, this is pen and ink. So meticulously, the artist is more drawn and more focused on his lines, how he creates the details of his figure. Sa kanya, importante ang ma-capture if we were to talk about art, okay? Ang realism, ang reality ng isang kultura. How it is represented in reality. Kaya makikita mo, pati legs, di ba? The physique and everything has to be something that is faithfully, right? Representational of a people. This is where you see the power and the eyes of the artist. No? This artist had inspired me a lot by reminding me that nothing can escape the eyes of an artist. That when he looks at you, and he looks at an object or at someone, he looks at it with a dramatic lens. It is through the lenses of the artist's eye, right? Through his lenses, that a lot of realities are revealed. And truth comes out through that lenses. That's what we wouldn't forget, right? And this artist taught me that it's important to look at details. Because the details can change the representation of a culture, an object, or a certain concept. Kaya ito siya. We have, anyone who could guess what this is called? You have your jars here. For something you can call it the busi, right? Others, of course, you would call the basket the woman holding the bamboo musical instrument is described as pakong. Okay? What about the traditional attire? The Ibaloy woman wears what we call the tambal, that's the blouse. And the skirt is called the divit. Okay? Kaya ba, divit, pakong, alright? What about males? You would always have what we call the kuvad, that's the G-string. I don't know how the term for others on the turban, but what I would recall